When Wendy Hudicock's sister Charlene moved with their mom Shelley to Naples, Florida, it was all to build a new life centered around a new stepdad, Dan Campbell.
Her mother and I shared a lot of common beliefs, and so it was easy as a step-parent to come into the family, and it just worked. It really did.
She had beauty, brains, and a $34,000 slash-month empire until she vanished without a trace. A mannequin by the roadside revealed a chilling truth.
In Christmas 2012, 76-year-old Patricia Goodband vanished without a trace.
When somebody's reported missing, the first few hours and days is critical. In this case, we didn't have that luxury.
What really happened to Alexis Shy? The twists will leave you speechless. Don't miss this gripping true crime unraveling before your eyes. Watch till the end. Discovery.
And such a journey as this, all by herself, really didn't make any sense to me at all.
It was a quiet morning on November 28, 2020. A group of city workers were out doing their usual duties along a lonely road in Houston.
The people that we thought were helping us were in fact telling us an awful lot of lies.
As they moved past Red Hall Lane, something strange caught their eyes. What looked like a mannequin lying by the roadside. At first, they didn't think much of it and kept driving. But something didn't feel right. One worker suggested they go back to take another look. When they got closer, the truth was far more horrifying. What they thought was a mannequin was actually the lifeless body of a young woman. She was completely naked, lying on the ground with no signs of struggle or any attempt to hide the body. The scene was chilling. The body was too clean for a roadside, with her feet showing clear skin and natural details. The workers, now shocked and shaken, called their supervisor, who immediately called 911. When the police and medical team arrived, they were stunned. No ID, no clothes, no personal items, nothing to tell them who she was or how she got there. The body was just there, exposed, alone. The mystery had begun. The rise. Alexis Shy was born on January 25, 1994 in Warren, Pennsylvania. From the very beginning, her life was full of hope and promise. Raised by loving parents, Michael and Stacy, Alexis grew up in a warm and supportive home with her two sisters. She was a bright, cheerful girl, full of charm and intelligence that made her stand out wherever she went. In school, Alexis was a top student. Her curiosity about the world and her passion for learning helped her succeed. She graduated from the University of Pittsburgh in 2016 with a major in biology and minors in psychology and nutrition. Her dream was to become a doctor. After graduation, she decided to take a gap year. During this time, she worked as a waitress and traveled, meeting new people and exploring new places. Her beauty and friendly nature made her popular, especially among customers at the bar where she worked. Later, she joined an MLM company selling beauty and wellness products. Thanks to her hard work and charm, she became an executive director, earning over $34,000 a month. She also grew her Instagram, showing a life full of luxury, parties, and success. From a small-town girl to a social media star, Alexis was rising fast. Trouble. Behind Alexis's glamorous life, cracks had started to appear. In 2017, she got engaged and at first, everything seemed perfect. But the relationship ended suddenly, leaving her heartbroken and confused. It took weeks of support from friends to help her heal. Then came Tom Shy, a man in his early 40s who often visited the bar where Alexis worked. Despite their age gap, Tom's charm and confidence drew her in. He worked in the oil industry and had a mysterious, exciting personality that made Alexis feel special. They started dating, and their relationship grew quickly. By 2019, Alexis and Tom got married in a quiet courthouse ceremony in Colorado. Soon after, they moved back to Texas to start a new chapter. But things weren't as perfect as they seemed. Alexis began to show signs of emotional stress, working long hours and juggling multiple jobs. She was tired, overwhelmed, and searching for something more. Friends noticed she was changing. She seemed more distant, and her once happy life felt forced. Her social media showed smiles, but her real life was growing more complicated. Behind the perfect photos, trouble was brewing. Vanished. In November 2020, Alexis planned 2 trips, one to Marfa, Texas, and the other to Tulum, Mexico. The Tulum trip stood out because she went without her husband, Tom. It was the first time she had traveled alone since getting married, and it raised quiet concerns among friends. On social media, she looked happy and free, sharing sunny beach photos and fun moments with friends. In one post, she even said she could see herself living in Tulum someday. When she returned home before Thanksgiving, her behavior changed. She stayed in touch with her family but seemed distant. She told her mom she wouldn't come home for the holiday, promising to visit for Christmas instead. On Thanksgiving night, Alexis had dinner with her friend Tanya. Later, she went out drinking with another friend and stayed out until around 3:00 a.m. Around that time, she texted Tanya, asking to pick up some things, but Tanya was asleep and missed the message. The next day, Alexis disappeared. She didn't post on social media, something completely unlike her. That day, Black Friday, was important for her business, but she stayed silent. Her friends and family knew something was terribly wrong. Suspect. As the hours passed without any sign of Alexis, her friends grew desperate. One of them, John, received a strange message from Tom, asking if he had heard from her. Tom said he and Alexis had argued the night before and she had left, but his story kept changing. First, he claimed Alexis left the house barefoot. Then he said she wore running shoes. He mentioned she climbed over a fence, then changed it to her getting into a black car, and later, he said she walked away. He even claimed a tracker using an app had lost signal during the chase. Nothing he said made sense. Friends noticed more red flags. Tom didn't file the missing person report. Alexis's friends had to do it. Even more troubling, he began calling around, asking if anyone had picked her up in a black car, even though everyone denied it. Tanya, Alexis's close friend, went to their house but found it dark and silent. When she finally called Alexis's mother, Stacy, she was shocked to learn that Tom had already told her Alexis was missing, and Stacy sounded strangely calm. The more they listened to Tom, the more suspicious he seemed. His behavior didn't match that of a worried husband. It matched that of a man hiding something. Truth revealed. On the morning of November 28, 2020, a group of city workers made a chilling discovery: a nude female body lying by the roadside. At first, they thought it was a mannequin, but a closer look revealed the horrifying truth. The body was clean, oddly placed, and left in plain sight. There were no clothes, no ID, and no attempt to hide her. Police were called, and within hours, the woman was identified. It was Alexis Shy. Shock rippled through her family and friends. At first, police didn't treat the case as a homicide. There were no clear signs of injury, no cuts or bruises. Social media exploded with speculation, theories, and rumors. Some blamed foul play, others guessed drug use, but no one knew for sure. Then in January 2021, the truth finally came out. A pathologist confirmed the cause of death: strangulation. Alexis had been murdered. Her family's worst fears were true. The happy, ambitious woman they loved didn't die by accident or suicide. She had been killed. The focus turned sharply to Tom, whose strange behavior and lies now made him the prime suspect. Final escape. After Alexis's death was ruled a homicide, all eyes turned to Tom. His lies, silence, and strange behavior made him the main suspect. But instead of helping the investigation, Tom disappeared. He stopped answering calls, cut off contact with Alexis' family, and made no effort to claim her body, leaving it in the morgue for weeks. Out of desperation, the authorities gave legal rights to Alexis' parents so they could finally bring her home and bury her. Still, Tom remained missing. Months later, police tracked him to Georgia. He agreed to give a DNA sample to help the investigation, but never showed up. A warrant was issued for his arrest, and by October 6, 2021, U.S. Marshals surrounded a house in Fort Myers, Florida, where Tom was hiding. As they entered the house, they found Tom upstairs, dead from a self-inflicted gunshot. He had taken his own life just moments before being arrested. With his death, the truth about what really happened to Alexis may never be fully known. Justice was never served in court and questions still remain. But one thing became clear: Tom ran from the truth until the very end. Alexis's story ended in tragedy, but justice was never truly served. What secrets died with Tom? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't go anywhere. Our next video uncovers the TikTok murder case that shocked an entire generation. Hit subscribe and turn on the bell to never miss the truth.